In this video, I'm going to be going over the pros and cons on the new T-Mobile Revvl 6X. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. I've been playing with this device for over a week now, and I have to say I've come up with my pros and cons on this device. Now a lot of people are going to go in the comments and they're going to say this phone is absolute trash. You know, I hate this phone, but I did find a few good things about this phone. And there were very few upgrades from last year, but there were definitely some upgrades on this phone from the original Revvl 6. So in this video, we're going to be going over the things I like about this phone and the things I dislike. Now we're going to go and start off positive in this video, and the first pro is going to be the storage capacity on this phone. Now as you guys know, last year we had a 64GB internal storage on the regular T-Mobile Revvl 6, and on the 6X we have double that at 128GB of internal storage. So absolutely love that we have more storage in here, so that's going to give you more space for photos, videos, of course applications, mostly because this is expandable via micro SD card, so you can expand the storage on this, but you are going to be able to download those huge games like Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile, and of course PUBG. But really happy that we have double the storage on this year's device. We really needed that. My next pro is going to be the solid camera on this device. Now I know a lot of people are going to be surprised about this, but the camera is pretty solid on here, considering you can get this device for $199 retail, which most people aren't. They're going to get this phone for free with a port-in at T-Mobile or Metro by T-Mobile. Considering this is one of those carrier lock devices and it's usually free for people, the camera on this isn't bad at all. You get some really good colors. It was even beating the Galaxy A14 in color reproduction in my last video. If you didn't check that out, I had Galaxy A14 versus the Revvl 6X. This actually looks a bit better in the photo category, but as you guys can see, these are some samples, and I'm going to be doing a full camera review on this later on. But these photos look really solid, and I think for most people that are going to pick up a $200 phone or a free phone, you guys are going to be more than happy with the camera on this device. And the last pro on this device, I know there are very few pros, and there's going to be a reason for that, but we have 5G connectivity on this, number one, and it's really nice that you can get a phone for free that has 5G connectivity. Also retailing at $199, this is one of the cheapest devices that you can get that has 5G on it. So that's one nice thing I like about this phone. Also, the other thing, and I think you guys can see it in the top right corner right here, but we have NFC in this device. So if you guys would like to use Google Pay, if you guys would like to use, you know, this type of transaction payments with NFC inside of your phone or send stuff to each other via NFC, this is going to be a good phone for that. It's a cheap phone and it has NFC in it. That's pretty much all I can say. Just really happy that that came inside of here because that's going to be needed later on in life. All right, guys, so we're going to get into the dreaded cons on the Revvl 6X. And the first con on this device, I think you guys already know what it is, but it is the build. The build is boring. The build is old, and it's really not the greatest build in the world. And I'm taking into account that this is a sub $200 phone. This is a free phone. This is a carrier phone. This is a lot of people's port-in phones. And as you guys know, this is the Revvl 6 right here compared to the new Revvl 6X. It looks exactly the same. I was hoping that they were going to bring a new design, but they didn't, and they brought a gray color this time, which I think this kind of bluish looked a little bit better, but that is my opinion. I just think the build in general is kind of old. Also, we have that teardrop notch in here, and we have such a thick bezel or a thick chin at the bottom of the phone. That was the first con about this phone. Not the nicest phone to look at. Really outdated. The second con is going to be that we have the same 60 Hz refresh rate on this device as last year's Revvl 6. So no upgrade in the refresh rate department. That was one of the things that the Galaxy A14 beat this phone at. It actually has a 90 Hz refresh rate, which is nice to see. And I think even on the Galaxy A13, if I'm not mistaken, the A13 5G, that had a 90 Hz as well. But in 2023, almost 2024, I was really hoping to at least see a 90 Hz refresh rate. I think that was one of the things I was expecting on this device, and T-Mobile did not bring the refresh rate with it this year. So that is one of the cons on this device. The next con is going to be an ongoing trend in this video, and it's going to be similar specs as its predecessor. Now, this has pretty much the same chipset inside of it, the same amount of RAM, the same body, the same build, the same style. All but 3 things are the same inside this device with the Revvl 6X. And these are the 3 things that they upgraded. And I'm not knocking it because it is a carrier restricted phone. So it's not going to be the greatest, boost as far as specifications in the world. So definitely, I get it, T-Mobile. I know why you did this. And these are some decent upgrades as well. But the first one is going to be that they upgraded the cameras. It's not going to be a main 13 megapixel camera anymore. We are going to have a main 50 megapixel camera. And it looks like they upgraded the sensors as well. And I'm going to put this up against the older Revvl 6 to see what happens with it. But the photos are looking much better on this. So that's definitely a decent upgrade. Also, of course, upgraded the storage, as I said before, from 64 to 128 and upgraded the operating system. So instead of Android 12, it released with Android 13 OS, and I believe we have one update in the chambers. So we're going to get one operating system update on this device. But those are the only 3 things that changed on this device. Not much has changed, and people were very, very vocal about that. So I just thought I'd put that in the cons. And last but not least, I think there are just too many options around this price tag to choose other than the T-Mobile Revvl 6X. Especially if you're at Metro by T-Mobile right now, there are so many other devices that you can get free with port-in and free with a new number that this device should be kind of on the back burner, honestly. This is one of those entry-level devices that, a mom is going to have fun with. An older, like grandma or grandpa, is going to have fun with, and they're not going to need the best camera or the best specs in the world. You definitely can get many different phones around this price tag that are much better. So there's more options. The Galaxy A14, a lot of the Motorola devices right now too, like the G Stylus, the G Stylus 5G, I believe you can get free with port-in, or like $20 or something like that with port-in. So there's a lot of devices around this price tag that I would recommend before this phone. But all in all, considering the pros and the cons, I think this is a decently solid device if you're getting it for free. And even for $199, it's not the worst phone in the world. I just think there's more options. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I know there are a lot of fans of the Revvl series, so definitely sound off in the comment section down below. I know you're going to say some negative stuff to me, but hey, let it fly off. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you out. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.